Okay, hey there.
Hello.
How you doing?
We're doing great over here.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm glad you're here. All right. I am really so glad I am not on the East Coast anymore.
Really? Yeah. I guess they're getting hit again.
Oh, they just got slammed again.
Um,
And we're still technically February.
yeah.
They have another month before they can get slammed yet again.
Yeah. I went for my morning walk today and it was 81 degrees.
Not it's not warm. We're getting like upper 40s. So we're upper 40s at the moment, which is really nice. I mean,
It's still nice. Yeah.
it is really nice. It's nice to walk in.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Denise will probably not be here because she's just back from Pasadena. And anyone coming back from Pasadena, anywhere going east, bit of a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, again, what I don't miss about the Northeast. But anyway, so the plan for today is discussing making waves in the industry and really kind of why it's important. So, back when I went mobile, so I went mobile in 2002. Yeah, 2002. All right. And at the time, first of all, mobile grooming classes were a joke. And there was like really no real business classes at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I took a lot of programs outside the industry. And I'm not sure if I took a business class or I just modeled something off of Petco, right? Because they did have people sign stuff. You drop
Right.
the dog off and there was paperwork to sign, all right? And I crafted my very first terms of service. It was a very stupid terms of service, to be honest. I didn't have any real guidance on it. So I took the couple of things that pretty sure that I lifted off of Petco. I don't recall taking a business class at all during that time
Right.
within the industry. Okay.
Oh, yeah. So many of us were just winging it,
Oh,
making it up as we went along.
totally winging it. And when realizing, gee, that's not really smart to have in terms of service, we're just going to take that out. But having business classes, all right, the reason that things that seem normal is because someone made a stink years ago.
Right.
Okay. So there were a lot of complaints, Pete. There were like no business classes. There were tons of other classes. All right. There was how to groom a poodle, equipment classes. And now some of these classes should come back because I haven't seen them recently.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maintaining equipment really ought to be a staple at any sort of grooming show.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, there were no business classes. Mobile grooming was, bless them, bless their hearts. But the classes weren't very good. And it took a while for people to say, you know what, we want these and we're going to push for it. So that's why we do have a lot of business classes now at trade shows because people wanted them and there were speakers who wanted to teach them and the speakers who harassed the trade show directors. I want to teach this. I want to teach this. I want to teach this. Okay. And in the very beginning, there were no online classes either.
I have to say that even mobile grooming in and of itself has gotten very sophisticated and professional as to where it used to be. It used to be, whoa, there were a few and far between groomers who really cared, but the equipment wasn't there. The sophistication of the vans wasn't there like it is today. And it has just come leaps and bounds. And now it is a beautiful part of our industry.
Exactly. Right. So making waves is a really good thing. So now terms of service, which is like we all know we should all have them. We can get templates anywhere we want. We know how to craft them.
Mm-hmm.
But 20 years ago, when I was starting mobile, that was not a thing.
Right.
And not even just for mobile. There just weren't terms of service for shops. It just wasn't a thing that just simply wasn't done. So, make those waves because that's how change happens.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it only takes one person to get everybody into gear. It takes one person who really cares, who's sick of it being a certain way, and just steps forward and goes, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. Whether it's right or wrong, good or bad, just taking the stance. Okay, this is what I believe in. This is what I think we need. And then you gain a following. I mean, if you think about it, how did the veterinarian field even come up? Those used to be just really good people at taking care of farm animals, and it became a profession. It was never a profession before, but it became one because they said, you know what, we need more. We need more. Someone made a wave and said, you know what, we're better than we're not just husbandry experts. We're veterinarians, and I think we are on the cusp of being real. I think we've been real for a minute, but for the recognition to come through and just say, yeah, that is a real career. That's a real part of the industry.
So now, if you're thinking about, you want to put together a program, you want to teach, but you know what? I don't think anyone's going to. There's nothing like it out there. Well, that's actually probably the best class to start getting out there.
Right.
For those who are a little younger in the industry, for a while there, the very first sanitation program was done by me, like years and years. I mean, about 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first class. There wasn't anything. I did not have a class to take to learn that.
Right. You had to make it up as you go along.
I
And then you
make
learn as you go sometimes. Yeah.
All right. So you think about the programs that are out there. All right. And I wanted to talk because Michelle's just back from something called the Speakeasy in Maine.
Oh my gosh.
So
yeah.
tell us about that.
Oh my gosh. The Speakeasy Institute. Shout out to Sean and Elena LeBlanc. You guys hosted such a neat thing. You have a neat thing going. It's brand new. Basically, they started, I think, in December, and they've only had 3 guest speakers there. I was the 3rd or 4th if you count Jay Scruggs and Suze Echo as one team. But I mean, it's in a basement that's been furnished to look like a speakeasy. It's got a bar. It's got hanging chairs. And they're going to improve it and improve the services also as they go because it's brand new and they want this to be really good. I had such a great time there. 2 of the best hosts I've ever had the pleasure of spending time with. Wonderful people. They're going to be really good in the industry. They really care about education. And I just can't say enough good about them. If you get a chance to be invited to be a speaker, do it. If you get a chance to buy a ticket and go there and experience it, do it, because it's a unique experience. It's not like anything else that I've ever been to, and I really had a good time.
Okay. All right. So keep that in mind. There's a lot more educational opportunities that are out there today that, again, weren't there when I first started.
Right.
So a huge shout out to anybody who takes the time to put together any event, because I'm really learning. I don't want to say the hard way because it hasn't been the hard way just yet. We'll see when it's all over.
Right.
Putting together an event is not for the faint of heart.
No, it's not. There are so many details.
There are so many little details. All right. None of which is you got to get people to sign up and pay you and make it all worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, moving along from that. So I guess the point is that make those waves. If something doesn't seem right. And I will say it again, the industry has come a long way. So we've all seen the video of that poor dog being waterboarded.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And what really warms my heart is that the amount of people in the industry going, no, this is not what we do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And really making a stink and filing complaints and calling the police department, doing that. All right. Mm-hmm. Because I will guarantee you, 20 years ago, when I first started, there was none of that.
Oh, there's it going on, but no one said anything.
Rephrase that.
Right. Everybody thought it was they're just dogs, whatever.
Exactly.
They're just a commodity.
They're a thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the abuse that went on underneath the table was never reported because that was the way. If you were in a shop like that and you didn't have any experience, anywhere outside. That was how it was done,
Yeah.
right? And if you didn't think it was right, then your only option was to leave.
Right. Or they'd fire you if you said anything.
Yes.
We're not dealing with that difficult person or whatever. And regardless of what the dog felt or the safety of the animal itself, you're handling someone else's best friend. And to sit there and not say something if some abuse is going on is just plain criminal in my heart. Um, you have to stand up. You have to say something. If nothing ever happens and you call all the authorities that you can and try to do something about it, then you've done your fair share. Even if it doesn't stop, at least you've brought awareness. Every little drop in the bucket matters. Everyone that says something or stands up for an animal, it matters. I've taken dogs off tables before. I've stopped my car and taken dogs out of yards before because it was being kicked around. You have to say something. You can't just sit there. You can't just stand there and allow it to happen.
Right. So now we have behavior and handling classes.
Mhm.
Okay. For dogs, there's some behavior and handling for cats. There's not a lot,
Mhm.
which I'm really kind of surprised by because cats are a whole other species than
But
dogs.
they are coming up, like it is happening,
Yes.
and maybe not as swiftly as we would want because we already have a lot of stuff in place in the dog world. But cats, the more people who do cats, the more they stand up for it because it doesn't feel right
Yeah.
for whatever reason. As they're coming up and they're seeking certifications and this, that, and the other. There are a lot of people now who have the savvy to ask the questions, and to say something.
So yeah, I mean, and again, time goes on. We like the internet. All right. We started off with the forums.
Hmm.
Okay. And for those old folks who remember being on the forums, working Chihuahua here,
Hmm. Hmm.
and we've moved over to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. But we have people to talk to, people we could talk to immediately.
Right.
You could post something in a group, and someone is going to see it, someone is going to answer it.
Hmm. Yeah, even now, when I see somebody, what do we do with this skin condition or whatever, blah, blah, blah. As long as I see that somebody has answered it correctly, I don't even get involved because they got it handled. But if I see that no one can figure out the answer, that's when I get involved. Because there is a type of, I don't know, etiquette, if you will, in navigating some of these groups. Um, you don't want to be overbearing. You don't want to get anybody's business, but you do want to help them. And whether they take the advice or not, you cannot be sour about it. You just have to take it with a grain of salt and say, you know what, I gave my best advice. Whether they take it or not is on them.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so upcoming trade shows. Groomed is around the corner. Right.
mhm.
Um, Pooh Bear will not be at groomed, however, but he's killing my neck because he's just leaning on the sweater. I have neck pain by the time I finish this. I will be at groomed. I will there also, besides teaching 3 pet first aid classes, the WAGA. There'll be a meet. First of all, WAGA will have a booth. Okay, and there are several associations who will be at the booth. So, to my knowledge, both North and South Carolina will be there. Right. I don't know off the top of my head what other associations will be there, but stop by the booth. All right, join your associations, which again is another great thing that's coming up in our industry is really valuing a state association.
Mhm.
But WAGA will have World Alliance of Grooming Associations. We'll have a meet and greet Friday in the lobby after show close. So there'll be snacks. They might have a cash bar,
Mhm.
um, but snacky things,
Right.
you know. I wouldn't replace it for dinner. Let's just put it that way. Okay. So there's that. I don't know if Groomed is doing anything else other than that. I haven't been on the website. So if someone's listening and they know, tell us what Groomed is doing. But anyway, that's a show I like. I always stay an extra day because my daughter she lives in Decatur, and we now have a year and a half old grandson there. So we'll do something fun with him for for a day, and then I'll head home. After that, so that's March. So we're going into April. April, people, is the Pacific Northwest Grooming Conference held in Seabeck, Washington. Okay. The website is pnwgroomingconference.com. Right. We have 4 speakers. There are no classes that are overlapping. Denise, who is supposed to be here but is sleeping off Pasadena, is doing a 4-hour business class. I'm doing a 4-hour holistic class, which, by the way, is a business class. Erin Hulan is doing 4 hours of creative grooming, and Melissa Jepson is doing 4 hours of wellness. Okay, it's a beautiful area. And so our event is going to be s'mores around the fireplace, the fire pit, and we're going to tell scary groomer stories. So what about you, Michelle? Where will you be?
My next engagement is at RX Groom in Kentucky. I think that's at the end of May, the 28th, the 29th, 30th, 28th, 29th, and 30th. Yes. So I'll be having a 5 hours of education. 4 hours will be a certificate course on healing the follicle. And then I will be in Dallas with that, with the same type of classes, but it will be new. It will be newer than all the other classes I've done this year. So, and then I might do Colorado, Rocky Mountain in Arizona, but that they haven't called for that yet. So I don't know if I'll be attending that yet or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'll be there. It was a nice show last year.
Yes, it was. I think the next one will be even better.
Yeah. I'll be at the ISCC one in Texas in June, and then Super Zoo, and that may be it for me for the year for traveling. Unless, of course, I'm invited to be one of the speakeasy speakers.
You might be. They're trying to do it once a month, so keep your eye on your mailbox.
All right, I think honestly and truly, we're going to wrap up just a little bit early today. My leg, I'm sorry, is killing me. And so Michelle is going to yell at me, but I'm going to go grab some Tylenol.
You do you.
Okay.
You do what you got to do.
See everybody in what is this? This is the last Tuesday, the second Tuesday of each month, second and fourth Tuesday of each month. So we're wrapping up a little. See everybody in about 2 weeks.